Hey everybody, Jeremy here. So spring is finally here and the threat of frost is pretty much behind us, and that means now is the time to go outside and get those gardens started. So if you're interested in outdoor gardening but perhaps felt a little bit intimidated by it, maybe you feel like you don't necessarily have the room to grow anything, there is hope, because there are companies out there that are striving to make growing your own fruit, vegetables, and herbs easy. So easy that anybody can do it, as long as you have access to the sun. And this company in particular is called Seedsheet. Now, this was featured on Shark Tank a while ago, and they're doing pretty good. And what Seedsheet does is they provide a variety of solutions for people who want to grow their own stuff and make it easy for you to pick what you want to grow. For example, I'm going to be growing a container garden. If you want something like this, they sell bundles of it. So you can get this, you can get your seed sheet, and you can get the little tray that catches the excess water. And you can find it on their website. You want something small like this, you can get it. And even if you want something larger, like a raised garden bed or even a bigger container than this, you can also pick that up on their website as well. You also have the freedom to customize it, so you can pick and choose whatever fruits, vegetables, and herbs that you want. And there's a huge variety of different things that you can get, and they make it easy for you to choose so that no matter what size container you have, they will show you what seeds you can pick in order to maximize your yields. Okay, so let me show you what I have in this pouch. I've had this since February, and I've been waiting for the frost to go away so that I can get started on this. I already grow things indoors hydroponically, so we're going to try it old school with some soil. All right, so here's what I have. My seed sheet consists of the following plants. Watermelon sugar baby, just like the song. I'm going to have a salad blend for the lettuce, French green beans, and dwarf gray sugar peas. All right, so the cool thing is on this little sheet here, they tell you exactly how many days it's going to take approximately to harvest. It's going to tell you how to harvest, and they're also going to tell you what you need to thin the plants out to. That means that when these plants start growing and they become seedlings, you're going to have to sometimes get rid of a few of them so that you won't overcrowd the place. So for example, watermelon sugar babies, you just need 1 plant per pod. For lettuce, you don't have to thin it at all. For the French green beans, 2 to 3 plants per pod. And for the sugar peas, 1 to 2 plants per pod. So that's some really good advice to get you started. So let me show you what the actual seed sheet looks like. This right here. This is it. So they have these pods here, and you can see that there are seeds in them. So when you fill this container here up with soil, you put this down on top of the soil, you water it in, it's going to dissolve, and then your garden is pretty much done. They give you all of those instructions on this piece of paper here, which is kind of like a cardboard. It's pretty thick. And this is something that you want to do outside, okay? Because these plants are going to need plenty of sunlight. They need to be exposed to those elements, all those great things, especially if you're getting something that requires pollination. So these are the instructions, and then you also get inside of these packets, we got these stakes here that you can put down, and then you also get this little spout thingy here. You can put this on a bottle to help you water your plants. You can have a little bit more control when you screw this onto a bottle. In fact, here's a 2-liter bottle right here that instead of throwing it away, I am going to use it just by twisting this on. And then when it comes time to water, I can use this to water. So if you got yourself a 1-liter or 2-liter bottle hanging around the house, save it so that you can use it with this. And here's the soil that I'm going to be using. I picked this up from Home Depot. This is a Bonnie Plants Harvest Select raised bed soil. And I got this because it's an organic soil. You need to have an organic soil for this. And this is one of the only non-Miracle-Gro brands that I could find at Home Depot that is organic and that it doesn't need to be used in the ground. You can use it for containers. You can use it for raised beds. Everything in here is everything that you need, so you don't have to worry about mixing it with anything. We're trying to keep stuff as simple as possible. So this is something that lets me do that. And this is way more than I need for this purpose. This is 42 liters. So this is a lot of soil. All right, so I'm gonna fill this up almost all the way to the top, and then we'll install those seed sheets. So I got this soil filled up to the brim of this container. Now for this next part, you're gonna wanna go outside or at least put this in the sink because we need to water this. And I'm gonna show you how I'm going to do it. But you're gonna take the seed sheet and then put it seed side down on top of the soil. And then you're going to start to water this in using the little attachment that they gave you for the bottle. And you're going to have to water these until these have dissolved. So you're going to water them for like 5 seconds, wait 30 seconds, water them again until everything is dissolved. Now this bag is not going to hold water and just absorb it. It is going to start to leak out from the bottom and drain as you put more and more water in there. So that's what this is for. But for now, we're just going to take this outside or take it to your sink and water it until these pods are dissolved. So now all the pods are completely dissolved, and you can see the little openings where they were are nice and moist. Now because I'm growing this in a container, I can actually take this inside until those seedlings start. And then when the seedlings show up, I'm going to take this outside, and that's where this is going to live out the rest of its life. So I'm going to keep my eye on this, and I'm going to chronicle its journey in this video so that you can see how long it takes for some of these things to sprout and basically how well this system works. One last thing that I forgot to mention, the little stakes here, they go into these little pre-cut out slits that are on top of the seed sheet. So this will just make it so that the seed sheet doesn't blow away by the wind or something like that. So make sure that you put these stakes in there just so that you can keep this nice and secure. So now it's been around 5 days, and we do have some sprouting going on here from most of these pods. So I think now, since this one has sprouted and this is sprouted, I'm gonna take this outside so that it can live out the rest of its life. As far as watering goes, I was watering this every single day, once a day really. No set amount of water that I was using. You know, I was just making sure that these pods remained moist without drowning them. So just use your best judgment. But now that we've got some sprouting action, I'm going to take this outside. So now we're on day 9 or 10, and this is what our seedlings are looking like here. So those are the green beans. Over here is the lettuce. That's the sugar baby watermelons. And over there are the peas. Now it's about time to start thinning them. For these green beans, there's no need to thin right now because I think I can keep either 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 of these. But as you can see, we only have one that's really sprouted and the other one's coming up, so I can leave that one alone. This one hasn't really come up quite yet, but it's trying to, so I can leave that alone. There's no need to thin lettuce, but I do need to cut this back. So what I'm going to do, I think I can have 1 to 2 of these. So I'm going to take the strongest seedling and I'm going to leave the strongest there. And as for like this little one here, I'm going to end up taking this out. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to grow this indoors hydroponically. So instead of just getting rid of it and killing it, I'm going to take this little one here and try to grow it hydroponically. Or actually, since there's 3 here, I think I'm just going to take one of these bigger ones and try to grow on the bigger ones hydroponically. And if I can put another one in one of my systems, then I'll try for the little one. But that's the progress that I got going for these little guys. But so far, it's looking pretty good. So I thinned out this pod with these peas. So there's only 2 remaining, growing the other ones hydroponically. And here's the watermelon trying to come up. Over here are the green beans and then the lettuce right there. So still looking good, but I wanted to point out that tonight it does look like there's rain coming. So because these seedlings are just so small and I don't know how hard it's going to be raining, I don't want them to get drenched and possibly get drowned because these are so small and quite tender. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. So I have this little tarp here on this little makeshift table that I put together a long time ago. And I'm just going to put this right under here. And that's just where they're going to stay for the night so that they don't get completely drenched. They might get a little bit wet, but at least they won't drown. So we've reached about 2 weeks of these seeds growing in the seed sheet, and I think this is going to be the last update I do for this particular video because I believe that people are now starting to plant their seed sheets or thinking about buying them, and I just want to show you what the process is like and what you can expect to see at approximately 2 weeks, depending on what you plan, of course. So I'm going to keep my eyes on these and I'm going to continue to record updates, and in a future video I'm going to show you the major milestones, and hopefully these will all get large enough to actually produce a harvest, and then I'll show you that as well. So good luck everybody. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can visit the website and buy a seed sheet of your own, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date about what happens with this one. So again, thank you all so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.